together and emotionally unavailable women, so-called fembots. Hadn't heard this term before. Why does it seem like these women tend to attract men?
See, I think I have the opposite view than the article that the term originated from, and that's that in the beginning it comes off as, we're assertive, we're strong, we have it all together. But then men see that. I mean, there are great qualities to fembots. It would be ideal to have a balance, to have some fembotism and some human. But men really like to have a place in a woman's life. They need to feel needed and like there's an important role for them. If we have it all together and can do everything on our own, then...
Where does the term... You know how you can piece words together? Where does fembot come from?
I think it came from the original pinball machine, Pinbot, which was a male version of a robot within the pinball machine, and then they made the fembot as the second round to the pinbot.
And so why would a person develop this kind of personality? What is it that drives a person to be a fembot?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think ultimately it's the fear of being vulnerable and being intimate with someone where we have this hard shell to protect some of the aspects within ourselves that we're scared to show, that we're scared are going to be rejected. So ideally, if we have the strength of a fembot and we trust ourselves and we know that we're not asking for too much or not demanding too much and the core of who we are we're okay with, then we can present that to the world and still have that soft inner side and that emotional warmth that we naturally have as a woman.
But I worked with somebody once that had gotten the name Ice Woman. They said, oh, you work with the Ice Woman. You work with the Ice Woman. That's what people would say. And then that became synonymous with her name because she was always very stoic, hardly ever smiled, always talked like this, hardly ever opened her mouth very much, very monotone, and no warmth or personality. Yet people were always asking her out. She was single. Guys were always, asking her out and wanted to take on that challenge.
Is that
challenge? Maybe it's the curiosity, not seeing through that wall, that protection layer. So they're more curious to know what's below it.
Yeah.
But then you get into, in the relationship, if you're pretending to be this person you're not, we can only pretend for so long, and then 6 months into it, when we feel safe, we want to expose this warmth and our fears, and then we've attracted a guy who's into that cold woman, and it doesn't end up working out.
There are some benefits, though, you say, to actually having that kind of personality.
Yeah, I think so. I think that we have our goals straight and our priorities. Typically, women don't like to be seen as needy. But fembots, I think they realize it's okay to put our own needs first, and that doesn't mean that we're selfish. And then we align our lives, our relationships, our jobs, our romances in cue with what our vision is for ourselves and for our future.
If somebody's watching and they say, oh my gosh, that's me, I'm a fembot. What can I do if I don't want to be a fembot? Is there some things in your life that you can change?
Yeah, I really think so, and that's to just trust that who you are is okay, your feelings about something are okay, that you're not too demanding or too needy by asking for things, and to really be your authentic self. If something hurts your feelings, not to pretend that it doesn't.
I think a lot of times, too, someone may have that icy appearance on the outside, but once you get to know them, they actually turn out to be a nice person, but maybe some people take a little longer to get to know, and maybe sometimes there's nothing there.
And I
in
think
which case you get fembotulism, and you have to...
It depends on how you're raised. Sometimes you come from a family that's very conservative. They don't express their feelings, and therefore it's not something that you're trained to do.
Yeah, and it's like you were saying also, it's a matter of building trust. And once that trust is there and you feel confident that someone is going to accept you for who you are, maybe then those layers come down more.
That makes sense.
All right. Okay, Lily, very interesting. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for being with us this morning. All right, coming up next.